Hello everyone, I'm Dutch Adventure Dude. Welcome to my channel and my very first motorcycle adventure video. Here's my very first off-road ride with my new 2025 Yamaha Ténéré 700, together with my buddy Two Wheeltails on his CFMoto 450 MT, riding parts of the TET Netherlands route. Enjoy the views while I will tell you my story. My motorcycle journey started 4.5 years ago on a Yamaha XT6 60X, riding mostly on the street through the German Eifel and the Belgian Ardennes. Then, my riding buddy, you might know him as Two Wheeltails, suddenly switched from sport bikes to adventure bikes. He started exploring off-road riding, and I was instantly intrigued. I've always been fascinated by off-road riding, but here in the Netherlands, there aren't many legal places to ride. So, until now, I mostly stayed on the street. But when my buddy bought an old adventure bike, I decided to tag along with my street tires, and I was hooked immediately. Even though I didn't have the right bike or tires, it went surprisingly well. But as the rides got faster and the trails more challenging, I realized I needed a new bike. One that could handle both on-road and off-road riding, and preferably with more comfort for long trips. My dream bike quickly became the Yamaha Ténéré 700. The looks, the sound, the reputation. And of course, watching endless Poltares videos didn't help either. But wow, that price tag was painful. So I started looking at other options. The BMW GS1250, the Honda Africa Twin, and the CFMoto 450 MT. The GS and Africa Twin were too expensive and heavy for a beginner like me. The 450 MT, however, seemed promising, especially since my buddy was also interested in it. So we booked a test ride together. He loved it immediately. But me? Not so much. It just didn't give me that feeling. It was a good bike, but the power and excitement weren't there for me. And now I will shut up for a minute so you can see my T7 fall for the first time. Gladly, it was a soft landing. So, I booked a test ride on a 2023 Ténéré 700. Right away, I noticed it had a lot more power than the 450 MT. It was clearly faster, but it felt slower than my XT660 because everything was so smooth. And yet, even on the Ténéré, I missed that raw punch. The front wheel lifting effortlessly when you slam the throttle in second gear. The Ténéré was calm, controlled, and everything flowed naturally. I didn't have to hold on to the handlebars like my life depended on it. But then I thought, isn't that exactly what I'm looking for? A bike that lets me take roundabouts smoothly, cruise comfortably on the highway, and of course, tackle off-road terrain with confidence. Maybe I had grown to love the constant battle I fought with my XT660, a true love-hate relationship. And I was scared I might actually miss that chaos. So, back home I went, my head spinning with doubts and overthinking everything. But the more I replayed the test ride in my mind, the more it clicked. This was exactly what I needed. It finally sank in that the Ténéré was faster. It just felt calmer because it delivered that power so smoothly. And honestly, what a joy it was to ride. Sitting higher, having a windscreen, taking corners without wrestling the bike. It all just felt right. By the time I got home, I couldn't stop myself. I called the dealer to ask about delivery times and what they'd offer me for my beloved XT660. To my surprise, they had time for me that very same day. So I jumped on my bike and rode straight there. And as I was riding, I couldn't help but wonder, am I really just going to ask some questions? Or was I kidding? I already knew deep down what was about to happen. The dealer's offer was better than I'd expected. They gave me more for my XT660 than any other shop, and they even gave me a great deal on the brand new 2025 Ténéré 700. Before I knew it, hands were shaken, papers were signed, and the long wait began. 2 months later, after endless waiting and watching every T7 video twice, the big day finally arrived. I picked up my brand new 2025 Yamaha Ténéré 700. And wow, it was love at first ride. Within 10 minutes, I knew I had made the right choice. I didn't think about my old XT660 once during that first ride. This is where my adventure truly begins. In the past month, I've broken the bike in, done the first 1,000 kilometer service, and set up my new action cam, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, so I can share my journey with you. I'm still very much a beginner when it comes to off-road riding. You'll get to join me as I learn, crash, improve, and go on epic adventures. From day trips to wild camping and eventually full-blown motorcycle vacations. So, if you like adventure bikes, off-road riding, or just watching someone struggle and learn, make sure to subscribe and follow my journey to becoming a real adventure rider. Okay, story time's over. From here on, the bike and the views will do the talking. Oh, and just a little warning. Deep water ahead. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Alright? This was my very first off-road ride, and also our introduction. I hope you enjoyed it. Any tips or advice about my riding technique or even my video and editing skills are more than welcome. If you'd like to follow my adventure, don't forget to subscribe. And maybe leave a like if you had fun. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.